Big round of applause and welcome to the stage, Elliot Costello, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished sponsors, family, friends, and YGAP volunteers. I have the wonderful honour of representing the organisation you're here to support tonight, YGAP. I also have the pleasure to introduce tonight's guest speaker, David Mumbawe. Let me begin by arguing that most of you are probably quite familiar with the story of YGAP, the journey of 12 volunteers who spent their own time and their own funds undertaking and participating in YGAP's first two international development projects, the Malawi Mission and the Ghana Safe House Project. Later on this evening, a documentary will be played which showcases the success of both of our projects, so I'll spare you the details right now. However, in this time I do have with you, I would like to quickly touch upon some of our fundraising efforts of 2008, because represented here tonight are many of our sponsors, family members and friends who kindly donated to our cause, believing in our vision, allowing our project to be the success that they were. Let me take this opportunity on behalf of YGAP to thank you all for such incredible support. Tonight is a celebration of your support. Yet in doing so, I do want to touch upon a prevailing question which managed to stalk us during our fundraising efforts. Colleagues, friends and even some family members questioned us on why we were bothering. They questioned us on what difference we thought our efforts were going to make. Admittedly, such questions seem logical in a world where tragedy seems to strike daily. Such questions seem logical in a world where images of poverty-stricken communities have now become the norm. And such questions seem logical in a world where donors are increasingly becoming fatigued from giving. What difference is 4 classrooms in a Malawian primary school and a vocational training centre in Ghana going to make? Well, I like to draw an analogy between our work undertaken in Africa to that of a story I read a short time ago. And I'm quickly going to share this story with you. A young girl was walking along a pier, and out of the corner of her eye, she spotted a starfish. Running over to the starfish, she picked it up, and just as she was about to throw the starfish back into the ocean, an older man, standing on the pier, turned to her and said, "Young girl, why bother? There are millions of starfish out in the ocean. What difference is throwing that one starfish back in the ocean going to make?" The young girl, turning up to the old man, said, "It makes a difference to this one." Ladies and gentlemen, the organisation you're here to support tonight does not pretend to have an answer to ending extreme poverty, nor do we have a cure for ending many of the diseases which continue to keep communities locked in a state of poverty. But we do believe that our efforts make a difference to the children of our generation we work to support. And we do believe that our efforts make a difference for 6,672 children at the Ngwenyan Primary School in Malawi. And we do believe that our efforts make a difference to the children we helped rescue from the destructive fishing industry in central Ghana. My second duty here this evening is to invite and introduce our guest speaker. I had the wonderful pleasure of meeting David whilst travelling in Uganda in December 2008. After the success of our Malawi mission, our YGAP volunteers split up, with the group returning home to Australia for Christmas, another small group travelling through Tanzania on safari, with the remaining members travelling to Uganda to undertake a small research project with Not For Sale, an American-led campaign. David Mumbawe was Not For Sale's man on the ground in East Africa, and I recall meeting David late on a Tuesday evening at Entebbe Airport. Along the drive from Entebbe Airport into Kampala, Uganda's capital, David questioned us on everything we had established with YGAP. David was so excited that people of his age had ignited such an organisation. And I truly believe we form part of the inspiration behind David's latest endeavour, Senejo, something I'm sure he'll shed light on for us this evening. We got to learn of David's story along the drive, from Kampala to Gulu, a journey which is only scheduled to take 4 hours ended up taking us 2 days, with our car breaking down in the middle of nowhere, forcing us to spend a night, not just any old night, Christmas Eve in fact, in a remote, random Ugandan village. But I'll save this story for another time. Along this 2-day journey, David shared with us his story. And I vividly recall driving with David as he was trying to avoid the potholes in the lovely northern Ugandan roads. David, in the driving seat, turning around to notice Alana, Louise and I sitting in the back seat. But Alana was taking notes on David's story. David, almost pulling the car to a halt, turned to Alana and said, "Alana, please do not take notes. Please do not document my story. Please just listen." David was so intent on having us just listen to his story. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I too ask you not to take notes, not to document his story, but instead just listen. On behalf of YGAP, I am most honoured to be hosting David Mumbawe here this evening. Please join me in making him feel welcome.